Nikon SMZ660 manual semi-automatic wedge bonder. The work holder comes with the system. And you see we have a coupon mounted on top here. Plugged in a thermocouple here, power here. Temperature controllers here set at 150°C. Right now we're in semi-automatic mode. And just coming on this side here, you see we have a 1/2 inch of gold wire on a spool here. It's fed through the transducer and then back through the clamps, and then finally the tool, the wedge tool, is in the front here. That's standard access. Okay, I have my bond settings set here on the left hand side. You have a search, power, time, and force. For bond 1 on top, and for search, power, time, and force for bond 2 is on the bottom. We have an adjustment for loop here, tail. We have a test button here, and you can see that the ultrasonic is on. And if I would place my tweezers against the wedge tool, you may not hear that, but you can. Anyway, so that's showing you that the wedge tool is tuned. We have a clamp switch, open and close. I just lost my wire. And we also have a light on and off switch. Over here we have a high level and reset level. Right now we're at high. And there's our low reset level. Depending on the size of your package, you may need to go to the high in order to remove your work. And then finally we have a tail setting, tear setting here. Now you'll receive a manual that will explain exactly what all these settings are used for. And then finally we have a semi-automatic, which is using the Chessman left button here for your bonding application. I'll demonstrate that later. And then your manual mode is when you use this lever here on the left hand side, and you can move the head manually up and down to make a bond. Anyway, we'll leave it in a semi-automatic mode. Again, this is your Chessman. It positions your work under the wedge tool for bonding. Alright, now what I'm going to need to do is demonstrate real quickly how to load the wire, since I just lost it. I'm going to break some wire off. I'm going to set it through the front hole here on the transducer. That's for a 45-degree angle. And that depends on your wedge tool that you have selected. Nope, I lost it. Grab onto the wire there. Using this lever here, I can move the clamp out of position. Break a small piece of wire. I got it tangled up in here. This is the tricky part. You need to be able to poke this wire into the very back of that wedge tool in the front there in the feed hole. And then you just got to poke the wire through the tip. At this point you want to open your clamps, and you got to position a wire in front of this wire guide that's right here. It's in the back of the clamp. And then through the clamps. Well, let me go through. I can do both at the same time. Okay, looking at this angle, you can see the wire through the clamp. The clamps are open. I'll bring the clamps back in. I don't know if you can see that, but the wire is in between these two clamps here, and fed back through the hole into the spool. I'll bring the clamps back forward and close the clamp. Now we'll bond off this excess wire, and we'll go ahead and do a couple of bonds. So again, using the chessman, looking through the microscope, I can position the tool. And I'm going to press the left side button here. That'll bring me to search 1. Just look under the microscope here. And when I release it, we'll make bond 1. Now we're at loop, and we'll step back and go ahead and do bond 2. It's a little hard to see at this magnification, normal magnification, so we'll just go ahead and do a couple of bonds. So I'm at search 1, bond 1, and the bond 1 is not sticking, so I'll just add a little more power and time. Now to do stitch, you want to do your first bond. And I'm going to hold the right button, step back, and at this point I can go ahead and do a couple of stitches. Increase. Bond 1, stitch button. Okay, did a stitch, stitch, and when you're done stitching, go ahead and do your last bond. Again, search 1, release to make the bond, and bond 2. There is a search 2. Bond 1, search 2, bond 2. And I'll go ahead and demonstrate the manual mode. I'm going to flip this switch over here on the right to the manual position, and I can move the head up and down by using this lever on the left, and position your stage using your chessman. I'll go ahead and do a bond here. Okay, do the first bond, I'm up that loop. Second bond. You can slowly bring it down until you make contact with the surface. Step back. Slowly bring it down and make contact. Okay, so that's your manual operation. That's about it.